Good morning. Thank you, RJ. Really appreciate the introduction. I was thinking about all the things that RJ and I have in common, and thought I'd share a few of those with you this morning. We both are a little young to be doing our jobs, which means we both have really amazing families and great fathers who gave us the ability and trained us and gave us the opportunity to do what we do. We both married young ladies that are way nicer than we are. And we were both pretty good at football. I was the 2003 8-year-old champion in the Pee Wee League, and RJ set a bunch of football records in Ohio high school history, so I would say it's about even. But no, I really appreciate it, and I'm honored to be here. It's truly an honor to be able to speak to all of you and present a little bit about Kalmbach. And I would echo what RJ said this morning is, we really do feel it's a privilege to work with the DAC team to manufacture some of those products. And as RJ were talking this summer, he asked me, he said, man, Paul, would you share some of the things that you do at Kalmbach that instills the confidence that we have as Direct Action Company in working together and having you on our team? And so this morning, I'm going to share a couple of things. I'm going to share a little bit about who is Kalmbach. Many of you may know who we are. Some of you may not. And then I'm going to share a little bit about why the DAC team has chosen to work with us, I hope. Some of the quality things that we do in the manufacturing process. And then I'm going to just share a little bit about my passion for the industry and some of the challenges that we're all facing, but why I'm so excited for the future. So hopefully that's good. And RJ told me I had 3.5 hours, so I'll make sure we have a bathroom break. I'm just kidding. Okay. So I want to start out just by saying thank you. Thank you to the DAC team and thank you to all of you. You guys are working with an amazing team at DAC. The people, it's hard to find better people in this industry and the products and the whole team. And so we want to say thank you as a Kalmbach family and as a Kalmbach team for the opportunity to be a part of this. And I never want to take that for granted. It truly is a privilege. So who is Kalmbach? Kalmbach was started in 1963. So we're 61 years old this year. My grandfather actually started the business, so I'm third generation. And you can see the pictures across the screen. We started on the far left in a bankrupt, foreclosed, rundown feed mill that my grandfather fixed up for about 18 months. Our first customer was a duck farm. And so we started in the commercial feed industry. We also we grew that business, but my grandparents are on the upper left, and then my dad and I are on the upper right. So my dad ran it for 40 years, and I became president in 2020. And I tell people it was March 12th of 2020. My dad either had incredible foresight or that was a really strange coincidence, because that was the day Trump shut down the country. So I can't talk about who Kalmbach is without talking about our core values, and I think that's another thing that really makes DAC and Kalmbach a great team is the values that we share. We want to follow the golden rule. We want to treat other people the way we want to be treated. We want to own quality every time. I know that's a principle of direct action as well. It doesn't mean we're perfect, but it means that when we make a mistake, we're going to fix it, we're going to make it right, and we're going to own the quality of the products that we produce. And we're going to do everything that we can that when that product goes to your animal, your horse, it works exactly as intended. And that's really critical. I mean, these are not just animals. These are friends. These are pets. These are our working partners. That matters. It means something. And so it's our job to make sure that we honor that. And then we want to work hard to win as a team. RJ mentioned it as well. This is a team sport. And we make the saying in our shop that winning is about our customers winning, our team members winning, our communities winning. And it means that our competitors lose, and we're totally okay with that too. So we want to win, though, as a team. And we want to go the extra mile to delight our customers. This is a little bit about the Kalmbach organization. So we still have a 61-year-old commercial feed business. We produce basically any type of feed that makes meat, milk, or eggs for animals. And so we've got about 22 nutritionists on staff. We've got a full complement of research facilities I'll talk about. Many of you are familiar with the Tribute brand. That's in our retail feed brand. And then we also produce about 2 million eggs every day, many of them in this area. And then we produce about 1 million pigs a year in our pork production. So we've diversified across different parts of ag. And I think the biggest takeaway is, all of these businesses are synergistic to what we're doing today. The commercial team allows us to have the nutrition team on staff that can support our customers and assist with ingredient research and ingredient protocols, et cetera. And then we are able to translate that into trials and things like that in our animals. So it's a huge opportunity. It creates a lot of wins and allows us to partner well with our customers. This is where we're located, a couple of our facilities. We have several plants in Ohio. We've got a plant in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Mississippi. We've got about 900 team members. We've got about 400,000 square feet of distribution warehouse, and we got about 1.9 million tons of capacity. So a lot of people don't know a lot about us. We always say we only want our customers and our soon-to-be customers to know anything. We're not trying to paint a target on our back or have an ego, but I think it does show the capabilities that we're able to do for our customer base. And this is one of the things I'm most excited about. We've invested over $8 million into research facilities over the last 5 years. If you look at universities and you look at where that evolution is going, there are more new ingredients and new products coming out every year than there have ever been in history. The globalization that has occurred, there's ingredients coming from countries all over the world, and the universities are doing less research, and the quality of the research out of universities is more challenging, at least what we've found. And we work with many of the better ones. But it's harder to get research done. It's much more expensive. And so we said, hey, we have to invest in our own research if we're going to be partners with our customers for the future. So I'll talk a little bit about the equine research facility that we've invested in over the last couple of years. But we have a swine research facility, actually 2 of them, a broiler research facility, equine, calf research, and we also built a third-party commercial lab. Again, turnaround times. How do you make sure that the ingredients that you're buying work, that they're exactly what you're paying for, so that when you put that into a supplement or into a feed, it is going to perform the way that you've made a promise to your customers? And that's how we view this. When we put a nutrition spec on a bag, or we send a label to our customers, or we say something that we believe, that's a promise. And I don't know I'm sure we were all raised fairly similarly. We keep our promises, and we've got to do everything that we can to keep those promises to our customers. And one of the things that we've learned is we can't wait 3 and 4 weeks for lab tests to come back. We can't only do the lab testing at the bare minimum. We've got to test our ingredients on a routine basis. We've got to be testing our finished feeds on a routine basis, or the supplements that we're making. And this is a wet chemistry lab. It's not just near infrared. It actually goes all the way to the wet chemistry where we can do mineral analysis, fat, protein, fiber, ash, calcium, phosphorus, all those different types of things. And it's, again, helping us keep those promises. And then these are the brands that we support in the retail business. These are all our brands. But we really appreciate the opportunity to work with DAC on the supplement side, which we really don't have much of. So it's really a symbiotic relationship where we can support a fantastic customer and all of you in the business that they're doing. And I just say thank you again. We've experienced some significant growth over the last 60 years, and it really just is because we have fantastic customers. We're not special people. We've got a great team. We work really hard, but it's really, the good Lord has been gracious to our family, and we've been able to work with some really great people. So that's a little bit about Kalmbach. So what makes Kalmbach different or unique? Why would RJ and the DAC team put so much confidence in what we're doing? And I want to share a little bit of that with you this morning as well. I think one of the things that makes us special is not any of the individual things on this chart. I know it's a little bit of an eye chart. There's nothing totally unique about any of these individually. What makes us unique is the way that we put all of these quality controls together into one system. We don't, a lot of our competitors on the feed side do what we call least cost formulation. They can change those formulations every single week. We don't believe in that. We believe that when you start feeding an animal, that product needs to be consistent day after day after day. I tell our team, I said, we're not making animal feed. We're making boxes of Cheerios. This is what I tell our operations team. When a customer opens our bag, they need to have the same experience, or that supplement or whatever it is we're making for our customers. They need to have the same experience as if they're pouring a bowl of Cheerios, because that's how they're looking at this product. They're looking at it. They don't want fines. They don't want black Cheerios in their box. They don't want burnt Cheerios. They don't want all these other things that they're like, that shouldn't be there. That's the same standard that we should have for our products going to our customers, because that's how people are feeding them, a scoop at a time. And part of that is the ingredients that are being used being consistent and the formulas being consistent every single time we make the product. We even try to single source ingredients. So we have single suppliers of oats. We buy local grain. We have 1 or 2 sources of soybean meal that we're testing every single load that's coming in so that we know the quality of the products. And it's the same way, I know it's the same philosophy that Direct Action has, is that product needs to be exactly the same and perform exactly the same. And the only time we change it is if we know how to make it better. And so that's a big part of us. And it really adds to the consistency of the visual perception and also the consistency of the palatability and the performance of the product. Second area I'll point out is ingredient testing. We test all of our ingredients. Most of our new ingredients, if it's a new vitamin source, a new amino acid source, something like that, we're actually testing it in labs, and oftentimes we're putting it into our research facilities and testing it in live animals before we put it in our products. That makes a big difference because not all things are created equal, as we all know, and it's not always able to be understood just by what it costs. So we've got to figure out what are truly the best products that are going to perform from an ingredient perspective so that what we deliver to our customers is going to work and perform. And so, we've got over 15,000 animals in research facilities that are being tested every single day, humanely, but we're testing nutrition programs, we're testing water programs, we're testing all of these things and how it's going to make the animal healthy and perform. We're HACCP certified, which was what existed as the highest level of certification before FSMA. We're FSMA certified at all of our plants. We're organic certified, non-GMO project verified, and we have OMRI certification. So we have all of the best certifications that exist in the feed industry. I think that's important. We actually love audits. Most people say audits, who wants those? I love audits. Whether it's customer audits or government audits, they're not always fun at the time, but they make us better. We have over 50 audits a year. We're audited by pharmaceutical companies because we're one of the only commercial manufacturers in the country that can make a salmonella-free product for pharmaceutical eggs and rodents that are being tested for human drugs. So we love that because all the things that we learn when we're manufacturing those products for Sanofi, for Merck, goes into teaching us to make better products for our horses, for our chickens, for our cows, whatever animals that we're feeding. So it goes a long way in teaching us how to be better stewards of the resources and the assets that we've been blessed with. And then on the finished goods, it doesn't matter if you do all this and you make a crappy product, right? You still have to make a great product. So how do we test it? And I'm going to talk a little bit about this throughout the rest of the presentation, but we're testing our finished goods on a routine basis to make sure that we're keeping that promise. I'm going to talk about the warehouse later too. All of these quality steps are exactly the same whether we're producing one of our branded products or we're producing a private label product like DAC. We don't differentiate. If a customer has trusted us to help manufacture their products, we do everything exactly the same. So all of these quality products for anything that we're touching for DAC are going into your buckets or into your supplements because it matters. And because that's the right thing to do, we treat this as if it was our own. Because we want to follow the golden rule. We want to treat other people the way we want to be treated. And so we are honored to have that opportunity, and we want to do everything we can to respect that. And then this is the actual facility where your products are made. This facility is the most technologically advanced retail feed facility in North America. I've said this in front of thousands of people, and no one has ever challenged me. I've been in a bunch of them. There isn't anything like this in North America making retail feed products. There isn't dog food. Those are some high-end facilities. But making equine products or things like that, they don't exist. It's completely ionophore-free. It's never had ionophores in it. So obviously that's a huge issue for horses. There may be a disagreement among vets about whether trace amounts of ionophores are dangerous or not. We don't play any games. The safest is just don't ever have them. And so that's a philosophy that we have for all of our equine products. They're only made in truly ionophore-free facilities. This is the inside of that facility. These are the state-of-the-art bagging lines. These are fully automated. No human being has to touch those bags before they're put on a pallet. Every single one of these lines has a metal detector for ferrous and non-ferrous metals, because that's a safety issue, and safety is a human issue. We don't want anything to negatively impact that animal or the human being who's caring for them. And so this is a huge deal for us. We put this on every one of our bag lines. We also have a check weigher. So I ask this question whenever someone's taking a tour. I say, if we put on a bag or on a bucket that it weighs 50 pounds, and it gets to your house or your customer's house, and it's 46 pounds, what does that customer feel? Cheated. Somebody said it. Cheated. They don't go, you know what? I think they meant well. I bet they intended this to be 50 pounds. They go, dang it, they cheated me. You immediately have a negative interaction with that customer. And you never know about it because they just stopped buying the product, right? So on all of our lines, and I'm not saying equipment will never fail, but on every single lines, we calibrate these check weighers right before the shift starts, and we test every single bag, and we record what every single bag weighed that we manufacture, because it matters, because we do not ever want to cheat a customer. Another thing that we have is spill detection. So we have video cameras on our lines that are looking for products spilling from those bags so that we can try to pull those off the line before they get to a customer. In our industry, the people that manufacture the sewing machines, they will say that 5 out of every 1,000 bags are going to be unsewn. That's the best their equipment can do. We run about 3 bags every 1,000. So we're better than the equipment company says that we can be because we have these other checks and balances in place. We're continuing to innovate in packaging to find new ways to eliminate sewing in the future. We've eliminated tags in our organization because they're terrible. And so we're putting everything on the bag. So there's all sorts of other innovations that we're coming up for the industry to try and eliminate any type of problem that can get to the consumer. Never going to be perfect, but these are the types of innovations that make a difference when the product gets to the end consumer and they're feeding that to their animal. Oops. We also have a block facility. So we're manufacturing the DAC blocks and also a number of other poultry and goat and equine blocks as well, and are open to any type of product innovation. This is a great line. It's fully automated, and these blocks are the best looking blocks in the industry because of the formulation and the way that we press them. We've actually engineered the press ourselves. And so just a little bit more about some of the things that we do from a quality perspective. And even this line has a check weigher and a metal detector on this block line to make sure that even blocks don't have any foreign metal that might damage an animal or a pet. Our warehouse, everything in our warehouse is computerized. It's first in, first out. We turn our warehouse on average every 14 days. It's almost 400,000 square feet, about 39,000 pallet locations. We're turning that, all the finished goods on average every 14 days. It's climate controlled. Why does that matter? We believe that means it's heated and air conditioned so that it stays within a range. When consumers spend their hard-earned money to buy a product, it needs to be fresh, which is why it's on average 14 days old, and we can't have mold. We don't want to have bugs or insects or anything like that. There are insects in feed ingredients. They require humidity to hatch. By having that HVAC system in there, we're preventing that hatch. We're keeping the molasses or whatever else is in the product from drying out. We're keeping that freshness of that feed as we deliver it to our customers. I'm not aware of another feed warehouse that's heated and air conditioned. And every one of our warehouses that produces retail product is heated and air conditioned because it makes a difference. It's all about the quality of the product that ultimately delivers that box of Cheerios to our customer. We ship about 1,800 truckloads a month of retail products. So we're doing this every day, and we're honored to be able to serve customers like that. All of our products are barcoded, and that's another thing from a traceability. That's become a buzzword. We have video cameras throughout our entire plant. So if you take a picture of our product where it's labeled on the crepe tape, if you send us a picture of that crepe tape, we can tell you what line that was made on, which operator made it, the minute of the day that it was made, and what bag that is in that run. And we can go back and watch that being made on a video camera all throughout the process so we can see if there's an issue with the product. That's the level of traceability. And then we can know every single customer that lot went to within about 25 minutes. So it really makes a difference. These things matter, and they matter to your customers, and they matter to us because it's the only way to produce a quality product, we think. And this is a picture of that warehouse expansion. We're building another 110,000 square feet, so we continue to grow our business and serve customers. And all of this goes into the Tribute products, and I know RJ and I have talked a lot. Tribute and DAC are a great partnership from a feed and supplement standpoint. And so, we have equine PhDs as well that partner with our customers and our products. And we do the same thing in our private label products that we do in our products. It's designed by equine nutritionists. I know Dr. Tanya is going to speak later. Fantastic partner with the DAC organization. We've learned a lot from her as well, just the relationship that we've had over the years. And again, ionophore-free manufacturing, fixed formulation. And I think it matters. The Tribute products, the DAC products, they perform, and they make the animals look better. They're healthier, and what we found is you don't have to feed as much when you feed really good supplements and really good feed. It's actually the lowest cost way to feed an animal, and so it makes a difference. And I think that's why both of our companies continue to grow like they do. This is the research facility, and I just wanted to share this with you because as we just brought this online in March. Or in February, so it's only about a month old. It's got about almost 25 horses in it. It will have 25 horses. I'm going to show you just a short video, and I'm going to talk over it because there's no sound. But this is the TERIC, Tribute Equine Research and Innovation Center, and we're really excited to partner both with our internally and with our customers on this. There's a state-of-the-art German equisizer in here so that we can do exercise studies and exercise response where we can feed or supplements. We can exercise the horses, and we can actually test the blood and the muscling tissue samples in the lab on site, and we can understand what the impact of that product is on the animal in exercise as recovery. We also have a palatability station, so we have the most sensitive equipment that you can buy that can determine A/B testing, which product the horse went to first, which one they ate the fastest, which one they preferred, which one they ate more often, how they consume the product. That gives us a lot of data into how the products are actually performing in the animal, and nobody can tell any better than the animal how it's going to work. So there's about 25 horses. We can do about 6 or 8 studies a year. And we're really excited about the opportunity that this is going to create exercise physiology, palatability, actual response. We can do all of this subjective muscling and all those hair quality, coat quality, all those types of things. Again, that can be subjective, but with horses it makes a difference. So how do you judge that? We're working with the University of Findlay, which is one of the top 10 equine programs in the country from a veterinarian perspective. And so we have a lot of great partnerships that I think is going to really deliver results and allow us to test new ingredients, partner with our customers on new product development, and I'm really excited about it. And it's in Findlay, Ohio. So I always say, if any of our customers ever want to see it, it's open. We'd welcome anybody to come see it. And like I said, these tend to be some of the more popular products that perfectly complement the DAC supplements and what you're already doing. So great opportunity to trust the products that you're feeding. And so our goal is to build a mutually beneficial partnership. That's why we're here. We want you and your businesses to be successful. We want the products to perform, and we want to do whatever we can to serve our customers well. So that's a little bit about Kalmbach. So RJ asked me to talk a little bit about what I see that's going on in the industry, things that we're all facing, what my perspective is about the future. And I will tell you, this is one man's opinion. It's worth what you paid for it. So, but I get to travel around the country quite a bit, and I get to hear from a lot of customers, suppliers, other business leaders. And I got to be honest, I hear about a lot of challenges. There's a lot of obstacles that we're all facing. And a few that I will mention because I hear about them the most. The first one is people, right? People are really hard to find. Labor is challenging. My generation apparently doesn't know how to work. That's what I hear. A lot of head nods. There's a few of us. RJ and I are trying to break the mold here, right? But we hear about labor issues. The cost of labor is going up a lot. And it's happening in every community across the country. Inflation, competition, all of those costs that we're all feeling, there's nothing that costs the same that it did 5 years ago. I mean, I'm not aware of anything. And so how do we deal with that? How do we compete? And then the last one is the macroeconomic disruption and geopolitical disruption that we're all feeling. There's more uncertainty in the world than certainly in my lifetime. I'm sure, how many of you are like, I've never heard of any of these? Nobody. Okay, everybody's honest. How many of you are like, I've felt some of these challenges? Yeah, that's what I figured. It's amazing. I hear it from everybody. So, one of the things that I've been really processing over the last 18 months is, what do we do about it? Right? These aren't going away. They're not. There's not some secret recipe. The government's not going to fix it. They're going to tell you that they will, but they're not. And so what do we do as business owners? What do we do as people? How do we respond as we face these challenges? And before I go on and talk about these individually, I want to share what I hope is an encouraging thought. And that is that all of these challenges are fair. And when you use the word fair, I think you need to define it. And so when I use the word fair, I don't mean easy and I don't mean equal. What I mean is they're all fair. We all deal with them. Every single hand in the room went up when I asked the question, who's dealing with these? Whether you're Walmart or Amazon or DAC or Kalmbach or any of the people in this room, we're all dealing with them. I think that means that they're fair, that there's a level playing field. And this is why that's encouraging to me. When I talk to my team and I say, hey, what are we going to do about this? I tell them, guys, I will take problems that are fair, problems that everybody is dealing with. And the reason is because if we win, if we find a way to overcome these challenges, if we work harder and innovate and figure it out, we're going to have a huge advantage. We're going to have the opportunity to better serve our customers, to better serve our communities because we figured out how to overcome the challenges that everybody's dealing with. And to me, that's really encouraging. And so, I'll give you an example. Everyone knows Best Buy and Bed Bath & Beyond probably, right? So from 2018 to 2023, Best Buy had the best 5-year period in their history, and Bed Bath & Beyond went bankrupt, right? So did Bed Bath & Beyond face challenges that nobody else faced? No, I don't think so. So how come Best Buy had record years and Bed Bath & Beyond went broke? Well, I would say it's not luck. And I don't think it's because the challenges were different. And in fact, the research shows that Best Buy started listening to their customers. Their leadership team said, you know what? We're going to figure out how to overcome these challenges. They had the same challenges. They had supply chain challenges. They had labor challenges. They had COVID challenges. They had to staff hundreds of stores in 50 states with 50 different rules in the worst time to hire people since Vietnam. They both had to compete with Amazon, and both of the product categories that they sold increased over that 5 years. So they both had good markets and they both had the same challenges. Best Buy said this. They said, you know what? We're going to retrain our entire team and we're going to dedicate them to areas of the store so that when a customer walks into a Best Buy, they have somebody who can help answer their questions. It's a novel concept, right? And it worked. They said, you know what? We're going to build a cell phone store inside of a store so that people can come to us. They can pick any of the 3 carriers and get any cell phone that they want. They said, you know what? We're going to change our entire technology package so that we're easier to do business with in a store, online, or buy online, pick up in store. And we're going to put kiosks around the country to make it easier for people to pick up electronics. And we're going to prioritize the products in our stores that people most want to buy. And they had record profits, record sales and record profits. Bed Bath & Beyond thought they were smarter than their customer. They said, you know what? People don't really want to buy Ninja and Cuisinart and OXO and all those name brands. They really just want cheap private label products. And you know what? They filled the stores with private label products. And they said, you know what? That 20% coupon on one item that we've all used on our honeymoons, on our baby registries. They said, you know what, the customers really don't want those. And they went bankrupt because they stopped listening to their customers. They didn't find ways to overcome their challenges, and they didn't win. And so I think the takeaway for me, and by the way, this is not my analysis. You can read about this in Forbes or Inc. magazine or any of those major publications, Bloomberg. This is commonly known information now about these two companies. And so the takeaway for me as I think about our businesses and what do I need to do as a leader, it's really about all of these challenges are fair. They're not easy, but they're fair. And so what matters is how we respond to them. How we respond to the challenges, the attitude that we have, the way we go to market is going to determine our success, not the challenges themselves. And I think that's an encouragement. It's an encouragement to me that we can overcome, we can win, all of us in this room. And so we can spend a few minutes talking about the individual challenges and things that I think we can do as business owners and as people to overcome them. And the first one we'll talk about is labor. Labor market is tough. It's really tough. And it's not going to get easier. I read a statistic that 20%, this year is the highest percentage, 20% of the labor in this country, in the workforce, was not born in this country. And that's, in many ways, that's fantastic. But it just shows the statistic of where, how hard it is to get labor in the United States. So what do we do about it? We all have the challenge. It doesn't matter whether you're a big company or a little company, it's hard. I think sometimes I have the perception, maybe some of you share this, that like big companies have this giant pool of labor that they're hiding, and it's like they bring it out when they need it. Like, I'm pretty sure that's illegal in almost every country, right? But we feel that way. We're like, why is it so hard for us when they seem to be successful? The first thing I think we have to do when we're thinking about this challenge is we have to change our mindset. And I've told our team, guys, we are not going to complain about problems that everybody has. We're going to name them, we're going to work harder, we're going to be more creative, and we're going to figure out how to solve them. And so with labor, the first thing we have to do is we have to say, you know what? If we solve this challenge, we're going to have a huge opportunity because everybody's dealing with it. If we get the right people and we train them properly and we do the things that we need to do, we're going to get to win. We're going to better serve our customers. We're going to go the extra mile and delight our customers better than anybody else, and we're going to grow our business. And so that mindset, it changed for us. It didn't make finding people easier. It made the challenge part of our mission. We have to do this. This is what it takes to go the extra mile for our customers. It forced us not to worry and focus as much on what it cost and focus more on the opportunity that it was going to create. To say, if we solve this, if we find the right people, we can win. We can do this. We're going to have a lot more fun. And so it gave us a new excitement about solving the challenge that everybody has. And so as we've thought about labor, we've thought about what are the things that people are looking for today. Obviously, pay. We all know that, right? We're not going to get around that. Everybody's costs have gone up. The cost of being alive has gone up. And so we have to pay competitively. That's the number one thing people are looking for. So I pulled some stats from Gartner and a couple of other research firms. You know what number two is? A sense of belonging, a human connection. I think about this. Do you think the people in this room or Walmart can do a better job making their team members feel like they're important? Who thinks Walmart? Nobody. I agree with you. I don't think Walmart can make their team members feel special like everybody in this room. That's a huge competitive advantage. It's the second thing that people are looking for. Just someone who cares about me. A team that I'm excited to be a part of, where I can feel fulfillment in my job. That's a competitive advantage. So we have to think about, as we go to the labor market, as we think about the things that we need to individually do, what is our competitive advantage? And that is a major one. Another one is, do I get to use the skills that I have in my role? I went to college, or I developed these skills, or I grew up in this business. Do I get to use that to be successful? Is someone investing in me? Is someone training me to be successful? I think that can be a competitive advantage of ours. We can better train our team. We can show them we care about the customer. We can allow them to use their unique abilities and put them in the right spot and be more creative and have different structures. Those are advantages that big companies can't have. Somebody at corporate HR tells them what they're going to be when they grow up, right? Like, let's use that advantage. Training is another thing people are looking for. Another one is, do they fit my values? In a world that is as divided as the world is today, it's way easier to show different values. People more than ever, and I'm not saying diversity isn't good, where we have different perspectives and different races and genders and all those different things. That's fantastic to get all those ideas in house. But all those differences want to come together around shared values. Does this organization believe about treating people the way I believe? Do they want to do business the way I want to do business? And I tell you guys, when I travel around the country, there is some stark differences in the way a lot of businesses behave today versus what people are looking for. And I know many of the values in this room, good, hardworking, Midwest, faith-based values, they can make a difference in attracting people. And we've got to tout those. They may not be popular in the media, they may not be popular on Instagram, but they matter to people still. And that can be a competitive advantage for all of us. So how do we use those advantages? I think that's the first thing that we have to kind of work through in our mind is, what is my advantage? How am I going to use that advantage to attract the people that are going to help me go the extra mile and serve my customers better? At Kalmbach, we have a lot of work to do, but these are the types of things that we're thinking about. And we are honored to have an amazing team. And having worked with many of the DAC team members, you guys have an amazing team. It's a great organization to be a part of, and I know they're using a lot of these advantages to attract the people that they need to be successful as well. Obstacle or opportunity, inflation, cost, competition. We're all dealing with it, right? The last 5 years have been the largest cost increases in my lifetime. I'm 34 years old. How do we compete? I think the first thing we have to do again is we have to remember that every one of these challenges is fair. Costco and Tyson pay the same for corn, the same for minerals that we do. That's why they're commodities. There's a board price. They've had the same challenges that we faced. Amazon has had the same price increase in commodities and the goods that they buy that we have. Costco, what they pay for chicken is the same what everybody else pays for chicken, right? It's a commodity. We're in a commodity business, so costs are fair. The cost increases freight is the same for Walmart that it is for everybody else because the diesel price is the same. And I think we have this mindset sometimes that like we're at a disadvantage, and certainly scale has benefits, right? But we have advantages too. And so our first mindset can't be, man, how am I going to compete with these costs? The mindset has to be, how do I create more value for our customers than anybody else? Because that's how you pay for cost increases. You continue to find ways to create value. How do I make it so that I can train our customers better, so I can be more helpful, so I can go the extra mile more for them, so that when they think about who they want to do business with, they pick me? That's how we win. It's not by worrying about what the competition is doing. It's about worrying about who's going to create the most value for the customer at the end of the day and for their animal. And the people in this room, the knowledge that exists in this room for the horse owner is amazing. It's amazing. You guys know more than most universities in this country about how to feed a horse and take care of them, and a dog and a deer. You have an advantage. You can train your team members better. You can deliver products. You can, when a customer's out and they need something, you can be that person that they call. The other thing I think about mindset is, I think oftentimes, the media wants to tear us down. Facebook wants us to be discouraged if you just scroll through it, right? And I think we have to remember a lot of the good things that are going on. I don't know when we're going to have the next recession, but it's not right now. Unemployment is low. Consumer spending is up. The stock market's at an all-time high. Commodity prices are actually coming down. There's a lot of really good things going on. Nobody will tell you that. but I'm going to tell you that. There's challenges. We're talking about challenges. But from a mindset perspective, if we go out every morning and we get up and we say, you know what, we're going to win today. And there's lots of opportunities to win. I think that mindset will propel us to more success than saying, man, let's just wait for the next recession. It's coming. And I'm not trying to discourage planning, and I'm not trying to be a false optimist. I'm trying to say, let's wake up every morning and figure out how we're going to win, how we are going to create more value for our customers than anybody else. And I hear stories from people in this room about the way you treat your customers and the way you merchandise different products and new products and the way you build customer loyalty. I heard about a customer that cleared their store out and they invited their customers in to have dinner. Did you know I have never been invited by Kroger or Walmart or Meijer to have a dinner in their store? Not one time. Has anybody else had dinner in Walmart as a thank you for their customers? Man, we are missing something. But I hear stories from people in this room and people and our customers who are doing such unique things to say thank you. That is a competitive advantage. That is why people call you when they want to know what's wrong with their horse or their dog or how to manage their deer. You guys have competitive advantages. Every single person in this room. I tell our team, we are not going to win trying to be Purina or Cargill. Purina and Cargill have a 150-year head start being Purina and Cargill. They know what their value proposition is, and they're really good at it. We have to be different. We have to develop different advantages. That's why we want, if someone orders product from our warehouse, it ships 700 items in 48 hours. It's why we want to do whatever it takes to serve DAC. We want to be the partner that has a different competitive advantage that creates more value. It's why we have all the quality processes, because we have to be different. We're not as big as them. We don't deserve someone to buy from us. We have to earn that every single day. And every single person in this room has an advantage. There's a reason that your customers buy products from you. Cultivate that. Use that as your advantage. Continue to develop new advantages. Innovate. I tell our team, our best innovation is listening to our customers. If we just shut up and listen to you all, you have great ideas. We just have to take the time to listen. And every single one of us in this room can ask our customers, what can we do better to serve you? What is something that we could improve on? Or what is a product you'd like us to carry? That's how we create more value for our customers. And that's how we overcome cost increases. I heard a really encouraging quote by Tony Robbins. Many of you probably know who he is. He's a motivational speaker. He said, the secret to success is, there is no secret. It's called work your butt off and find a way to add more value to people's lives than anyone else. And to me, that's an encouragement. There is no Coke formula locked in a vault somewhere that determines how we be successful. Success is about hard work. It's about ingenuity. It's about innovating and finding ways to serve our customers better every single day so that we can win together. And in our industry, it's about win-win. It's about cultivating long-term relationships that matter for people and their pets. That's why we're here. And you guys can win. You have advantages. Know what they are and use them. The last obstacle or opportunity I want to talk about is just the macroeconomic and geopolitical turmoil. You don't have to watch the news for 10 minutes to know that there's lots of things that are wrong with this world, right? Hopefully for all of you, you're like me and you don't watch much of it because it's not healthy, at least for me, right? I can get depressed. So what do? Again, I think mindset, we got to remember the good things. But for me, I want to leave you with one word, and that word is courage. Courage. I think to be a leader in the world today requires courage. I think to be a parent, to be a community member, to be a leader in our churches, to be a good spouse, it requires courage. This is not easy what we're doing. It's not easy. Anybody who tells you it's easy, it's never done it. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of long hours. But this room is full of courageous people. And that's how we face tomorrow. We have a mindset of winning. We cultivate value. We know that our team is going to be the way that we win. And it takes courage. In the Bible, God told Joshua, be strong and courageous. It was a command. Winston Churchill, in the darkest hour in modern history, said, success is not final. It's not. Failure is not final. It's the courage to continue that truly matters. It's courage. Franklin Roosevelt at the same time said, courage is not the absence of fear, but the persistence to triumph over it. He went on to say in that same speech, it's the recognition that there's something more important than fear. What we're doing is more important than everything else that's going on around us. It's about having the courage to truly go the extra mile, to serve our customers, to face the challenges that we're all going to have, and have a mindset that says, you know what, I'm going to overcome these. We're all facing these because when I do, we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to serve a lot more customers, and we're going to make a difference in the lives of the people that we get to work with. And I use the example, my coach and I were having a conversation the other day. I have an executive coach, and I said to him, Brian, what we do is hard. Man, I wake up in the morning and it feels like the challenges are endless. They're never getting easier. They're never going away. And I expected him to say something like, just push through it, Paul, it gets easier. Or, you're doing such a good job. Good boy, keep it up. Keep doing a good job. Right? Like pat on the back, kick in the pants, and let's go. That's not what he told me. What he told me was incredibly profound. He said, Paul, the reason what you're doing feels hard is because it is hard. And it's only by keep doing hard that you'll ever develop the muscle, the fortitude, and the ability to keep doing hard. It's only by continuing that you ever build that fortitude and that ability to keep doing it. And that's the only way it gets easier. It takes courage. It's like a weightlifter. If you're a weightlifter and you're like lifting 300 pounds and you're preparing for a competition, obviously I don't spend a lot of time in the gym, but if you were doing that, right? And you come in the next day and you say, you know what, that's really hard. I think I'm going to lift like 10 pounds. How much stronger are you going to get? Probably not a lot, right? It's by coming in the next day and lifting 305 pounds, and then 310 pounds, and then 315 pounds. And 6 months later, you're benching 350, and 300 does feel easy. You see, that's the illustration. It's only by continuing to overcome the challenges with courage and continuing to do the hard that it gets easier. And I want to encourage everyone in this room. You can do it. You have advantages. There are reasons that your team members work with you. There are reasons that your customers buy from you. Keep doing hard courageously. Keep enjoying the journey. Keep finding ways to create value. Because what we do matters. Will you turn to the person next to you and say, what you do matters? Right now, turn to the person next to you and say, what you do matters. Okay, turn to the person on the other side and tell them too. What we do every day, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in the lives of the animals, in the lives of the people, in the communities we get to serve. We make a difference. And the reason to keep doing hard, the reason to have courage, the reason to overcome these challenges is because we can have an impact. And we can demonstrate for our kids and our grandkids and our communities that we can win, that we can make a difference. And that's the opportunity in front of us. And that's why I encourage our team and the people and our customers and the people in this room. Go for it. And I'm not encouraging a false optimism. I'm encouraging us to get up every single morning, look in the mirror, put a smile on our face, and say, bring it on. bring it on. We're going to figure out how to overcome this. We're going to use the advantages that we have to win. I want to say thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you for the opportunity to share this. I'll be here until about 2:30, so if anyone has any questions or wants to chat more about it, I would love to meet you. And I want to say thank you again to the entire DAC team for the opportunity to be here and to present to you this morning. So have a great rest of your DAC days.
Well, wasn't that awesome? I got to hear Paul speak a couple weeks ago, and I get to chat with Paul on a weekly normally and going over different things. And I wanted him to kind of talk a little bit about why we have chosen Kalmbach to manufacture a lot of our products, and him talking about the research and going through their mill and showing how much value they put into their team and able to pass that down to us to where we can put it into our team. Really means a lot. And then a little bit about courage, I feel that we all need a little bit of courage. I know myself, every now and then you got to wake up and your glass can either be half empty or half full. And after listening to Paul and talking to Paul, and wake up every morning and think that cup is half full. You're ready to go and conquer that day. So thank you again, Paul, and thank you, Kalmbach, for all you guys do for us. With that being said, bathrooms are right out here. There's water, popcorn right back there. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Then we're going to jump back in with Michael Eggleston and our partnership with Kemen. Be sure to meet your territory managers and ask them how the order process goes as well. Thank you.